Present.
All 7 members of City Council are present. Minutes. Are there any additions or corrections to the minutes of the November 21st, 2022 regular and committee of the whole meetings? Councilmember Jones.
Thank you. Council President, I got to check my notes, but I believe in the minutes on page, whatever it was, 3916 or something, it had something was a first reading, and I think it could have been the second reading. Maybe it was page 97. That's coming to mind without checking my notes. And I left it at home here, but it can be
I can tell.
Clerk for us.
reviewed.
Yes, it's page 3919, and it is ordinance 2297. That should be the second reading, and that has been corrected in the original.
Okay, thank you.
Mr.
Thank you.
Jones.
All right.
Any other additions or corrections to the meeting, to the minutes? If not, they stand approved as corrected and printed. Committee reports, Finance Committee, Committee Member Reesner.
No report at this time, Mr. President.
Law and Community Planning Committee, Committee Member Perry.
Thank you, Mr. President. A Law and Community Planning Committee was held Monday, November 28th at 5:06 in City Council chambers for the purpose of discussing the mayor's request for legislation 22-43, a CRA agreement with Suter Pearson Properties, LLC. Attending were committee members Steve Leopard, Dan Perry, and Vicki Wilkins, Mayor Donna Anatuno, Director of Law Brent Howard, Nick Dutro, Director of Communications and Constituent Services, and Aaron Montz, President and CEO, Tiffin City Economic Partnership, Council members Ken Jones and Cheyenne Thacker. Aaron Montz informed the committee that the property owner, Suter Pearson Properties, LLC, has applied for a Community Reinvestment Area, CRA, tax exemption. This agreement would abate 50% of taxes on an estimated $4 million improvement to the property over 5 years. The property is the Tiffin Mall, and improvements are to include a new storefront, refreshed common areas, and a parking lot maintenance, along with improvements to the former anchor J.C. Penney and another 30,000 square feet of dead retail space. The new store will be 60,580 square feet. Hobby Lobby will be the tenant if the CRA request is approved by the Tiffin City Council and Tiffin City Schools. 60 full-time and 20 part-time employees will be employed with an estimated payroll of $2.5 million per year. The project will begin July 2023 and be completed October 2023 pending approval of the CRA agreement. Mr. Montz reported that this project has been in process for the last 10 to 14 months, and the project is contingent upon the passage of the CRA. Committee Member Perry asked if the Tiffin Mall owners anticipate the domino effect with the other businesses seeking space. Montz reported that discussions are a strong possibility. Councilmember Thacker asked about wages. Montz reported that it is not the responsibility of the mall owners, but the information of payroll and the employee headcount is contained in the proposed agreement. Committee Member Perry introduced a motion authorizing the Director of Law to prepare legislation to authorize the CRA agreement with an emergency included. The motion was seconded by Committee Member Wilkins and ordered by a vote 3-0. With no further business, the meeting adjourned at 5:17.
Thank you, Committee Member Perry. Any questions for Councilmember Perry? If not, materials and equipment.
No,
Councilman Jones.
no report at this time, Mr. President.
Personnel and Labor Relations, Councilmember Perry.
No report, Mr. President.
Recreation and Public Property, Councilmember Wilkins.
Yes, so each of you received my 6 pages of minutes, so I'm going to go ahead and summarize this for you. The Recreation and Public Property Committee was held on Monday, November 28th, 2022 at 4:30 p.m. in council chambers to discuss mayor's request for legislation 22-44 regarding the farming lease renewal, the TMAC 1% allocation request, and any other business that may come before them. Attending were committee members Ken Jones, Dan Perry, and Vicki Wilkins. Don Marianatuno, Director of Law Brent Howard, Nick Jutro, Director of Communications and Constituent Services, Aaron Mons, President and CEO of Tiffin Seneca Economic Partnership, Nick Conslow from Tiffin Municipal Art Commission, and council members Steve Leopard and Cheyenne Thacker. Councilmember Wilkins read the request for legislation 22-44 regarding the farming lease renewal and provided council members email communication regarding the legislation and some communication back and forth. Director Hauer underscored the farmer had been very cooperative, and it is very helpful because development moves at different pace, and it's not always clear when the crops will be taken by development, and he's been very easy to work with and helpful for us and the developers. The law director also shared that they checked the rent of the $250 per acre, and that is fair market rent for farm property in that area for tillable land, and said we are getting a good value. He continued to share based on what was shared in the communication prior today that he recommends moving forward. The administration endorses a 3-year lease with those terms, and we will still have income, and we can still market Eagle Rock. Councilmember Perry asked if a developer wants to come in and buy or develop on the 37 acres, if there is something in the lease that would allow us to do this. Law director stated we always reserve that right depending on the timing. We may need to pay for expenses for planting to that date. We try to plan that out during the year so we don't have to do that. Councilmember Jones asked similar questions that were already asked and addressed and answered. Councilmember Wilkins introduced a motion authorizing Director of Law to prepare legislation authorizing the mayor to sign a lease of a portion of Eagle Rock Business Park for farming purposes. The motion was seconded by Councilmember Perry and ordered by a 3-0 vote. The next thing that was discussed was the TMAC 1% allocation request. On Monday, November 21st, Ryan Punyon from the Tiffin Municipal Arts Commission provided council with a year in review and went over some highlights as well as takeaways and challenges. One of the challenges he shared was there was a reluctance to fund a grant for the traffic controller boxes, with it being submitted by the city instead of another entity or independent artist. And he stated, "We expect future applications will be similarly scrutinized and fear this may make it difficult to raise funds for larger projects through grants from the OAC or NEA." He requested that he would like to have a 1% for the art program considered similar to Toledo's. Then there was a long discussion about financing, budget, and the structure of the current standing of TMAC and if they should consider becoming a 501c3 nonprofit similar to Toledo. Conslow stated that they are getting requests from the public for murals and sculptures, and both of those start around $20,000. And if we were to get a 1-to-1 matching grant, that they would use the entire budget for the year. Second, if they do not spend the money allocated, they lose it. They don't believe they can do long-term projects year over year. They're hoping for the 1% guarantee allocated to them so they can plan for future long-term projects. He thanked council for approving the $10,000 for next year, but they are getting a request from the public that are not doable with what they are allocated. They are looking for ideas to partner. Councilmember Perry asked if any money that they don't use, what happens? Mayor Yanatuno answered that it goes back into the budget. Nick Dustro continued to explain that it goes back into the general fund because it comes from the general fund. Councilmember Perry said he understands the frustration TMAC is facing and asked if there was another way to structure the budget so they can carry funds year to year. Law Director Howard stated no, not with the city budget. He continued to ask if TMAC was looking to change their structure and become a 501c3. Conslow said that was not their preference at this time. Then there was discussion on how other cities run their art councils, including Toledo, Yellow Springs, Bucyrus, and Fostoria. Conslow said that, Councilmember Perry asked if they were able to fundraise. Conslow said that that as long as money comes in through the city administrator and it is personally written. Councilmember Perry said he can see fundraising being huge for this group and he doesn't see TMAC needing to be under the city and would be much better as a 501c3. Councilmember Wilkins echoed Councilmember Perry that she believed they could do so much more as a 501c3. Mayor Yanatuno mentioned that she did looked at increasing their budget this year, but it was asked that each department had cut back this year, so they were unable to increase it. Councilmember Leopard also stated that he doesn't want them to solely depend on city money. He would hate if several years down the road, we wouldn't have money for them, would it disband TMAC? The law director said he would be more than happy to help, and the city agrees to set TMAC up as a 501c3 if the commission members agree that they need to go back and discuss amongst themselves, and then they need to come back to the city to talk about that because city council established the commission by ordinance, and that's how they get their authority now. Councilmember Wilkins directed Conslow that he should go back to TMAC and they need to decide if they would like the law director's assistance in setting up a 501c3 or would like to discuss more with council. Nick Dutro also added in, Nick Dutro said there's a question on funding should be discussed if they continue to be under the city. Right now, the money comes in through the general fund, but we also have bed tax money that comes in and could be considered a funding mechanism. Councilmember Wilkins opened up for any more discussion, and with no further business, the meeting adjourned at 5:05 p.m.
Thank you. Any questions for Councilmember Wilkins? Street Sidewalk and Sewers, Councilmember Thacker.
No report at this time, Mr. President.
Economic Development and Downtown Planning, Councilmember Spar.
No report at this time, Mr. President.
Do any council members see a need for a committee of the whole meeting? Reports of the officers, Her Honor, Mayor Dawn Yanatuno.
Thank you, Mr. President. Before we get started with my mayor's report, I would ask that council would be willing to go into executive session to discuss the employment of personnel.
Yeah, I'd like to make a motion that council enter executive session to discuss the employment of the city employee.
I'll second that motion.
Okay, thank you. It's been moved and seconded that this body retire into executive session to discuss employment of personnel. We are
We have to
recessed.
vote on it.
Pardon?
You have to vote.
Yes, I'm sorry.
You just want to hammer the gavel.
Yeah. Clerk, will you please call the roll?
Councilmember Leopard.
Yes.
Perry.
Yes.
Reesner.
Yes.
Spar.
Yes.
Thacker.
Yes.
Wilkins.
Yes.
And Jones.
Yes.
Okay, at this time, we'll retire into recess and we'll be back shortly.
We're going over to the police side or?
We're going up the hall here, right?
Is that police?
Would you like me to come? All right, Summit. Just so everyone knows, these mics are probably hot still. Just an FYI.
Good morning.
You're going to have a lot to read tonight. Oh, my God. At least I don't have to read any.
Yeah, I always scoot back and.
I never sit up. Yep, I do that too.
Would the clerk call the roll, please?
Councilmember Leopard.
Here.
Councilmember Perry.
Here.
Councilmember Reesner.
Here.
Councilmember Spar.
Here.
Councilmember Thacker.
Here.
Councilmember Wilkins.
Here.
Councilmember Jones.
Present.
7 retired and 7 returned. We'll continue with the report of the mayor.
Thank you, sir. A night would not be complete without me doing another proclamation, so I do have another one. But I'm sure you're all familiar with Ronald McDonald House, and it's their 40th anniversary for Northwest Ohio. And
Oh, I wasn't aware of that.
having used their services many years ago, it's a great organization, and so we have a proclamation for them. Whereas Ronald McDonald House Charities of Northwest Ohio is committed to enriching the lives of children and families by providing comfort, care, support, and access to quality health care. And whereas since 1982, Ronald McDonald House Charities of Northwest Ohio has served more than 10,000 families and has provided over 150,000 nights of stay. And whereas since 2006, Ronald McDonald House Charities of Northwest Ohio has served more than 420 families from Seneca County and has provided over 5,250 nights of stay to those families. And whereas the first Ronald McDonald House was opened in Philadelphia in 1974, and whereas today there are 368 Ronald McDonald houses in 64 countries, providing over 7,200 bedrooms to families around the world each night. And whereas today, December 9th, 2022, Ronald McDonald House Charities of Northwest Ohio will be celebrating its 40th anniversary of serving families in our area during their child's medical crisis. Therefore, it be resolved, I, Dawn M. Yanantuno, Mayor of the City of Tiffin, do hereby proclaim December 9th, 2022 in the City of Tiffin as Ronald McDonald House of Northwest Ohio Day on this 5th day of December in the year of our Lord, 2022. So they do really good things, and so we're happy to send this up to them. We've already discussed our union contracts and things, so tonight will be our first reading to approve the city council budget of 2023. The union contracts are signed and we are moving forward. There will be a special meeting on December 12th at 4:30 for the second reading, so we can get the 3 readings in for approval before the end of the year. An update on events. It's been a very busy Friday and Saturday this past weekend. The Kris Kringle Market, the tree lighting, Kiwanis Club of Tiffin Annual Christmas Parade, swearing in of our first woman judge in Seneca County, Rhonda Best. Congratulations, Judge Best. And a reminder to shop local and support our community throughout the Christmas season. And upcoming events in December still going on is the Seneca County Fair Lights. The drive-through is from November 18th through December 18th on Friday, Saturday, and Sundays only at 6 p.m. in the fairgrounds, and I think it's a $5 donation. And just wanted to commend all of the people at work this weekend for the Kris Kringle Market. It was outstanding. If you were downtown at all, it was absolutely packed Friday night. It was just wonderful. It was fun. I even have pictures with the Grinch. So there was all kinds of things there. And it was just a very nice night, and people were everywhere, and it was just really nice to see. So congratulations to all on a great first year of a project. So that concludes my report. It's brief for a change.
Thank you, Mayor. Clerk of Council, Ann Forrest.
No report, Mr. President.
Director of Finance, Kathy Kaufman.
No report, Mr. President.
Director of Law, Brent Howard.
Thank you, Mr. President. A couple items. Ordinance 22-109, which will be introduced for first reading tonight, it has a couple of typographical errors. And so I wanted to give you those corrections, and they will be part of what you are introducing. So you will not need to make any amendments. On page 2, in section 8, or number 8 in section 1, at the very end, it talks about TIF. It says TIF 2, that should be TIF 3, Roman numeral 3. And so the clerk of council will make sure that that is correct as it's introduced tonight. And then also, I noted that at the bottom it says section 3, where it declares the ordinance to be an emergency. And if you look then on the first page, there really are only 2 sections. So that should be section 2. And so again, both those typographical errors will be corrected, and they're part of the record of what you are introducing this evening for 22-109. And then also for the public, that is an ordinance authorizing the transfer of funds and payment of bond and loan principal and interest payments. The other item I have is that I received an email last week from Attorney David Rogers, who represents Tiffin Riverfront Development, and he is requesting, on behalf of his client, the tabling of the PACE and TIF legislation. That is Resolutions 22-34, 22-35, and ordinances 22-104 through 107. The reasons that he states are that they are looking towards requesting an amendment to some of the legislation to deal with the PACE assessment schedule and some other technical changes as they are working with their lender. It will impact the legislation that you introduced and are considering. And I understand that they believe that the legislation can be taken off the table in 2 weeks, and they will give a presentation as to what changes are necessary. The other reason for the request to table this legislation is that the city and the developer are in some discussions about the city property that's going to be impacted by the project, in particular the parking lot on Monroe Street to the river, and also the city's river wall. And because those public properties and spaces are being impacted by the project, we are in discussions with the developer to, as consideration for the approval of the TIF legislation, TIF portion of the project, that we would like to see the developer use some of the funding, revenue that's generated from the TIF to improve those areas that they are impacting and will be using. So we're going to have further discussions later this week. I'll give you a report next Monday at the special meeting, but I'm sure there'll be even more discussions to work out how we incorporate some of the public improvements into the project. So those are the reasons for the request for tabling the legislation. And under motions, then council should make those motions and consider tabling it at the request of the developer. Any questions on that item? Cheyenne?
For tabling, are we able to table them all in one motion, or do you have to table each individual item?
Yeah, because we're dealing with particular legislation, I'm requesting that you do them individually, not have one blanket motion, even though they all deal with arguably the same subject matter. Okay. Take a little bit longer, but sometimes it's better to do it the longer, harder way.
Just curious.
Any other questions? That concludes my report.
Thank you. Written communications.
Thank you, Mr. President. Excuse me. We have Mayor's request for legislation number 22-49, reappointment to Tiffin Municipal Arts Commission, Matthew Kennedy.
Request for legislation 22-49 will be assigned to the Personnel and Labor Relations Committee.
Mayor's request for legislation number 22-50, reappointment to Julia M. Weller Memorial Commission of Susan Herring Howard.
Request for legislation 22-50 will be assigned to the Personnel and Labor Relations Committee.
Mayor's request for legislation number 22-51, appointment to Seneca County Board of Health, Dr. Sarah Sewell.
Request for legislation 22-51 will be assigned to the Personnel and Labor Relations Committee.
Mayor's request for legislation number 22-52, appointment to Tiffin Municipal Arts Commission, Troy T.J. McKee Jr.
Request for legislation 22-52 will be assigned to the Personnel and Labor Relations Committee.
And we have mayor's letters of appreciation. to Dr. Mark Akers, for his service on the Seneca County Board of Health, to Chelsea Mullins for her service on the Tiffin Municipal Arts Commission, and to Brandon Amory, excuse me, for his service on the Americans with Disability Act Advisory Committee. And that concludes the written communications.
Thank you. Oral communications. Anyone wishing to address council may step to the podium, sign in, and direct their questions to the council president. Seeing none, move on to motions. Councilmember Spar.
Mr. President, at the request of the developer of Tiffin Riverfront Development and based on the report from the Director of Law that we just heard, I move that Resolution 22-34 be tabled.
Is there a second? Councilmember Thacker.
I'll second that motion.
It has been moved and seconded that we table resolution number 22-34. Is there any discussion? If not, we'll proceed to vote.
Councilmember Jones, or Leopard, I'm sorry.
Yes.
Perry?
Yes.
Reesner?
Yes.
Spar?
Yes.
Thacker?
Yes.
Wilkins?
Yes.
And Jones.
Yes.
Councilmember Spar.
At the request of the developer of Tiffin Riverfront Development and based on the report from the Director of Law, I move that Resolution 22-35 be tabled.
Thank you. Is there a second? Councilmember Wilkins.
I'll second that motion.
It has been moved and seconded that we table resolution number 22-35. Is there any discussion? If not, call the vote.
Councilmember Leopard?
Yes.
Perry?
Yes.
Reesner?
Yes.
Spar?
Yes.
Thacker?
Yes.
Wilkins?
Yes.
And Jones.
Yes.
Councilmember Spar.
At the request of the developer of Tiffin Riverfront Development and based on the report from the Director of Law, I move that we table ordinance number 22-104.
Is there a second? Councilman Perry.
Yeah, I'll second, Mr. President.
It has been moved and seconded that we table ordinance number 22-104. Is there any discussion? If not, we'll call the vote.
Councilmember Leopard?
Yes.
Perry?
Yes.
Reesner? Yes. Spar?
Yes.
Thacker?
Yes.
Wilkins?
Yes.
And Jones.
Yes.
I suppose I should have said the motion was approved 7-0. Councilmember Spar.
At the request of the developer of Tiffin Riverfront Development and based on the report from the Director of Law, I move that we table ordinance 22-105.
Thank you. Is there a second? Councilman Reesner.
I'll second.
It has been moved and seconded that ordinance number 22-105 be tabled. Is there any discussion? If not, we'll proceed to vote.
Councilmember Leopard?
Yes.
Perry?
Yes.
Reesner?
Yes.
Spar?
Yes.
Thacker?
Yes.
Wilkins?
Yes.
And Jones.
Yes.
Motion passes 7-0. Councilmember Spar.
At the request of the developer of Tiffin Riverfront Development and based on the report from the Director of Law, I move that ordinance number 22-106 be tabled.
Is there a second? Councilman Jones.
I'll second that motion, Mr. President.
It has been moved and seconded that ordinance number 22-106 be tabled. Any discussion? If not, we'll proceed to vote.
Councilmember Leopard?
Yes.
Perry?
Yes.
Reesner?
Yes.
Spar?
Yes.
Thacker?
Yes.
Wilkins?
Yes.
And Jones.
Yes.
Motion passes 7-0. Councilmember Spar.
At the request of the developer of Tiffin Riverfront Development and based on the report from the Director of Law, I move that ordinance number 22-107 be tabled.
Is there a second? Councilwoman Thacker.
I second the motion.
It has been moved and seconded that we table ordinance number 22-107. Is there any discussion? If not, we'll
Spreading around of the seconds.
right?
We'll proceed to vote.
Councilmember Leopard.
Yes.
Perry.
Yes.
Reesner.
Yes.
Spar.
Yes.
Thacker.
Yes.
Wilkins.
Yes.
And Jones.
Yes.
Motion passes 7-0. Are you finished?
I'm all out. I'm spent.
Thank you. Resolutions.
Resolution number 22-36, introduced by Daniel Perry. In resolution approving mayor's reappointment of Gwen Reinhardt to serve a term on the Investment Advisory Board from January 1, 2023 until December 31, 2024.
This is the first and only reading of resolution number 22-36. Councilmember Perry.
I'd like to ask for passage of resolution 22-36.
It has been moved and seconded that resolution 2236 be passed. Any discussion? Hearing none, we will proceed to vote.
Who seconded it?
You did.
I did. Okay.
Councilmember Leopard.
Yes.
Perry.
Yes.
Reesner.
Yes.
Spar.
Yes.
Thacker.
Yes.
Wilkins.
Yes.
And Jones.
Yes.
Resolution 22-36 passes 7-0.
Resolution number 22-37, introduced by Daniel Perry. Resolution approving mayor's reappointment of Carol Hammer to serve a term on the Fair Housing Board from January 1, 2023 until December 31, 2025.
This is the first and only reading of resolution number 22-37. Councilmember Perry.
Yeah, thank you. I'd like to ask for passage of resolution 22-37.
Councilwoman Thacker.
I'll second that motion.
It has been moved and seconded that resolution 22-37 be passed. Any discussion? Hearing none, we'll proceed to vote.
Councilmember Leopard.
Yes.
Perry.
Yes.
Reesner.
Yes.
Spar.
Yes.
Thacker.
Yes.
Wilkins.
Yes.
And Jones.
Yes.
Motion passes 7-0.
Resolution number 22-38, introduced by Daniel Perry. Resolution approving mayor's reappointment of Susan Jones Boer to serve a term on the Park and Recreation Board from January 1, 2023 until December 31, 2026.
This is the first and only reading of resolution number 22-38. Councilmember Perry.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'd like to ask for passage of resolution 22-38.
Is there a second? Councilman Jones.
Yes.
It has been moved and seconded that resolution 22-38 be passed. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, we'll proceed to vote.
Councilmember Leopard.
Yes.
Perry.
Yes.
Reesner.
Yes.
Spar.
Yes.
Thacker.
Yes.
Wilkins.
Yes.
And Jones.
Yes.
Resolution 22-38 passes 7-0.
Resolution number 22-39, introduced by Daniel Perry. Resolution approving mayor's reappointment of John Huss to serve a term on the Architectural Board of Review from January 1, 2023 until December 31, 2025.
This is the first and only reading of resolution 22-39. Councilmember Perry.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'd like to ask for passage of resolution 22-39.
Is there a second? Councilwoman Thacker.
Yes, I'll second that motion.
It has been moved and seconded that resolution 22-39 be passed. Any discussion? Hearing none, we'll proceed to vote.
Councilmember Leopard.
Yes.
Perry.
Yes.
Reesner.
Yes.
Spar.
Yep.
Thacker.
Yes.
Wilkins.
Yes.
And Jones.
Yes.
Resolution 22-39 passes by a vote of 7-0. Ordinances.
Ordinance number 22-97, introduced by Daniel Perry. Ordinance establishing the rate of compensation for members of Tiffin City Council effective calendar year 2024 and declaring an emergency.
Councilman Perry.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'd like to ask for passage of ordinance 22-97.
Is there a second? Councilmember Reesner.
I'll second the motion.
It has been moved and seconded that ordinance number 22-97 be passed. Is there any discussion? We'll vote on the emergency.
Councilmember Leopard.
Yes.
Perry.
Yes.
Reesner.
Yes.
Spar.
Yes.
Thacker.
Yes.
Wilkins.
Yes.
And Jones.
Yes.
The emergency passes 7-0. We'll now vote on the passage of the ordinance.
Councilmember Leopard.
Yes.
Perry.
Yes.
Reesner.
Yes.
Spar.
Yes.
Thacker.
Yes.
Wilkins.
Yes.
And Jones.
Yes.
Ordinance 22-97 passes by a vote of 7-0.
Ordinance number 22-98, introduced by Daniel Perry. Ordinance establishing the rate of compensation for the office of mayor of the city of Tiffin for calendar year 2024 and thereafter, as required by city charter, and declaring an emergency.
That is the third reading of ordinance number 22-98. Councilmember Perry.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'd like to ask for passage of ordinance 22-98.
Is there a second? Councilmember Spar.
I second the motion.
It's been moved and seconded that ordinance number 22-98 be passed. Is there any discussion? If not, we'll vote on the emergency.
Councilmember Leopard.
Yes.
Perry.
Yes.
Reesner.
Yes.
Spar.
Yes.
Thacker.
Yes.
Wilkins.
Yes.
And Jones.
Yes.
The emergency passes 7-0. We'll vote on the ordinance.
Councilmember Leopard.
Yes.
Perry.
Yes.
Reesner.
Yes.
Spar.
Yes.
Thacker.
Yes.
Wilkins.
Yes.
And Jones.
Yes.
Ordinance number 22-98 passes by a vote of 7-0.
Ordinance number 22-99, introduced by Daniel Perry. Ordinance establishing the rate of compensation for the Office of Director of Law of the City of Tiffin for calendar year 2024 and thereafter, as required by city charter, and declaring an emergency.
This is the third reading of ordinance number 22-99. Councilmember Perry.
I'm on fire. Like to ask for passage of ordinance 22-99.
Is there a second? Councilmember Reesner.
I'll second the motion.
Okay.
Discussion.
Okay. It has been moved and seconded that ordinance number 22-99 be approved. Is there any discussion? Councilman Jones.
Thank you, Mr. President. Declaring an emergency on 22-99. We're looking 12 months down the road. Declaring the emergency will speed it up by 30 days. Why is there emergency on, again, we voted 97, 98, and 99.
Director of Law.
Yeah, the requirement is that the ordinance be in effect at least 5 days prior to submitting the nominating petitions for a next election of these particular positions at City Hall. So having them go into effect now would tell the public and anyone interested in running for any of these positions what the pay is. And so that's the reason it's not something that can be done 12 months from now.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Director of Law. Any further discussion? Okay, if not, we'll proceed to vote on the emergency.
Councilmember Leopard.
Yes.
Perry.
Yes.
Reesner.
Yes.
Spar.
Yes.
Thacker.
Yes.
Wilkins.
Yes.
Jones.
Yes.
Emergency passes by a vote of 7-0. We'll now vote on the ordinance.
Councilmember Leopard.
Yes.
Perry.
Yes.
Reesner.
Yes.
Spar.
Yes.
Thacker.
Yes.
Wilkins.
Yes.
And Jones.
Yes.
Ordinance number 22-99 passes by a vote of 7-0.
Ordinance number 22-108, introduced by Kevin Reesner. Annual ordinance appropriating certain sums from all city funds for current and other expenditures of the city of Tiffin for fiscal year beginning January 1, 2023 and ending December 31, 2023.
That is the first reading of ordinance number 22-108.
Ordinance number 22-109, introduced by Kevin Reesner. Ordinance authorizing the transfer of funds and payment of bond and loan principal and interest and declaring an emergency.
That is the first reading of ordinance number 22-109.
Ordinance number 22-110, introduced by Kevin Reesner. Ordinance authorizing the transfer of funds from the 101 General Fund to the 242 Park and Recreation Fund and declaring an emergency.
That is the first reading of ordinance number 22-110.
Ordinance number 22-111, introduced by Kevin Reesner. Ordinance authorizing the transfer of funds from the 552 Sewer Revenue Fund to the 557 Combined Sewer Separation Fund and declaring an emergency.
That is the first reading of ordinance number 22-111.
Ordinance number 22-113, introduced by Daniel Perry. Ordinance approving the labor contract between the City of Tiffin and Local 583, Ohio Division 8, ASME, for the period from January 1, 2023 to December 31, 2025, and declaring an emergency.
Councilman Perry.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. President. I'd like to ask for suspension of the council's three reading rule and immediate passage of 22-113.
Is there a second? Councilman Spar.
I second the motion.
It has been moved and seconded that ordinance number 22-113 be approved. Is there any discussion? Councilman Perry.
Just kind of put it in layman's terms a little bit, because that AFSCME pretty much is the firefighters. So it's just a labor contract between.
No,
Oh, it's not. I'm sorry, what is that?
Public Works.
Public Works, I'm sorry. That is Public Works. Where's that one? I'm sorry. There it is. Okay. That is Public Works. I'm sorry. It's just a labor contract between the two. I remember when I read it before and it confused me, so.
Okay, we'll vote on the suspension.
Councilman Leopard.
Yes.
Perry.
Yes.
Reesner.
Yes.
Spar.
Yes.
Thacker.
Yes.
Wilkins.
Yes.
And Jones.
Yes.
We'll vote on the emergency.
Councilmember Leopard.
Yes.
Perry.
Yes.
Reesner.
Yes.
Spar.
Yes.
Thacker.
Yes.
Wilkins.
Yes.
And Jones.
Yes.
We'll vote on the passage of ordinance number 22-113.
Councilmember Leopard.
Yes.
Perry.
Yes.
Reesner.
Yes.
Spar.
Yes.
Thacker.
Yes.
Wilkins.
Yes.
And Jones.
Yes.
Ordinance number 22-113 passes by a vote of 7-0.
I'm going to go back one. I skipped over ordinance 22-112. My apologies. It was introduced by Kevin Reesner. Ordinance amending and restating ordinance number 21-110, the city pay ordinance to comply with the state of Ohio minimum wage law, to establish appropriate rates of compensation for certain city employees, and declaring an emergency.
That is the first reading of ordinance number 22-112.
Okay. Ordinance number 22-114, introduced by Daniel Perry. Ordinance approving the labor contract between the City of Tiffin and Ohio Patrolmen's Benevolent Association, uniformed police officers from January 1, 2023 through December 31, 2025, and declaring an emergency.
Councilmember Perry.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'd like to ask for council to forego council's three reading rule and immediate passage of 22-114.
Councilmember Reesner.
I'll second the motion.
It has been moved and seconded that we suspend and pass ordinance number 22-114. Is there any discussion? Now, we'll vote on the suspension.
Councilmember Leopard.
Yes.
Perry.
Yes.
Reesner.
Yes.
Spar.
Yes.
Thacker.
Yes.
Wilkins.
Yes.
And Jones.
Yes.
We'll vote on the emergency.
Councilmember Leopard.
Yes.
Perry.
Yes.
Reesner.
Yes.
Spar.
Yes.
Thacker.
Yes.
Wilkins. And Jones.
Yes.
We'll vote on the passage of ordinance number 22-114.
Councilmember Leopard.
Yes.
Perry.
Yes.
Reesner.
Yes.
Spar.
Yes.
Thacker.
Yes.
Wilkins.
Yes.
And Jones.
Yes.
Ordinance number 22-114 passes by a vote of 7-0.
Ordinance number 22-115, introduced by Daniel Perry. Ordinance approving the labor contract between the City of Tiffin and the Ohio Patrolmen's Benevolent Association, Tiffin Police Communication Technicians, for a period from January 1, 2023 to December 31, 2025, and declaring an emergency.
Councilmember Perry.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'd like to ask council to forego the three reading rule and immediate passage of ordinance 22-115.
Councilmember Reesner.
I'll second the motion.
It's been moved and seconded that ordinance number 22-115 be suspended and passed. Is there any discussion? If not, we'll vote on the suspension.
Councilmember Leopard.
Yes.
Perry.
Yes.
Reesner.
Yes.
Spar.
Yes.
Thacker.
Yes.
Wilkins.
Yes.
And Jones.
Yes.
Suspension passes 7-0. We'll vote on the emergency.
Councilmember Leopard.
Yes.
Perry.
Yes.
Reesner.
Yes.
Spar.
Yes.
Thacker.
Yes.
Wilkins.
Yes.
And Jones.
Yes.
We'll vote on the passage of ordinance number 22-115.
Councilmember Leopard.
Yes.
Perry.
Yes.
Reesner.
Yes.
Spar.
Yes.
Thacker.
Yes.
Wilkins.
Yes.
And Jones.
Yes.
Ordinance number 22-115 passes by a vote of 7-0.
Ordinance number 22-116, introduced by Daniel Perry. Ordinance approving the labor contract between the City of Tiffin and Local 322 International Association of Firefighters for the period from January 1, 2023 to December 31, 2025, and declaring an emergency.
Councilman Perry.
Thank you, Mr. President. This is the one about the firefighters, just so you know. I'd like to ask for immediate passage, forego council's three reading rule, and immediate passage of ordinance 22-116.
Councilmember Reesner.
I'll second the motion.
It has been moved and seconded that we suspend the three reading rule and passage of ordinance number 22-116. Is there any discussion? If not, we'll vote on the suspension.
Councilmember Leopard.
Yes.
Perry.
Yes.
Reesner.
Yes.
Spar.
Yes.
Thacker.
Yes.
Wilkins.
Yes.
And Jones.
Yes.
Suspension passes 7-0. We'll vote on the emergency.
Councilmember Leopard.
Yes.
Perry.
Yes.
Reesner.
Yes.
Spar.
Yes.
Thacker.
Yes.
Wilkins.
Yes.
And Jones.
Yes.
Emergency passes by a vote of 7-0. We'll now vote on the passage of the ordinance.
Councilmember Leopard.
Yes.
Perry.
Yes.
Reesner.
Yes.
Spar.
Yes.
Thacker.
Yes.
Wilkins.
Yes.
And Jones.
Yes.
Ordinance number 22-116 passes by a vote of 7-0.
Ordinance number 22-117, introduced by Vicki Wilkins. Ordinance authorizing the mayor to sign a lease of a portion of Eagle Rock Business Park for farming purposes and declaring an emergency.
That is a first reading of ordinance number 22-117.
Ordinance number 22-118, introduced by Steve Leopard. Ordinance approving the agreement between the City of Tiffin and Suter Pearson Properties LLC, or real property owner of 870 West Market Street, Tiffin, Ohio, for the abatement of certain real property taxes for 5 years and declaring an emergency.
That is the first reading of ordinance number 22-118.
And that concludes the ordinances.
Is there any other business to come before this council? If not, I declare the meeting closed.
Executive sessions and everything, it doesn't know.